Hello everyone. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I used like a new setting for on the stream. I hope it's working fine. Yeah, I've got nothing to do today. Yeah, one stock that looking interesting is fuel cell. To me, yesterday's candle looks very promising after Tuesday's ugly reversal candle. And yesterday we got a huge green candle with a decent close. Hopefully we can end the week tight, like we can form a inside wick for this week. That would be the best case scenario. And we are also getting a gap up today, so probably not going to do anything. And yesterday near the close, we are seeing some selling and on the semi names. Most of them are like the weaker names, the laggard in the semi sector, so getting rejected at the declining 21 or the declining 50. Yeah, we'll see how they go. And we also got the CBRS gap down for the 16%. Like it's not a small gap down. I'll decide whether I will like raise my stop a little bit, like after the open, and see what's the action. HPQ is getting a gap up today. I don't know. Like probably I'm not gonna take it, but But I think if you can like really manage to risk here, yeah, maybe. Like let's see. Like if we can get a really tight intraday entry, then maybe. Yeah, but it's running into the previous like the swing high. The high of this huge red weekly candle. And yeah, but I think it's a little bit too extended, but I don't know. Like I think it's fine. Like at least it's gapping up into the highs, not into the declining EMA. So I think it's solid. Is the red line the stop or buy price? It's my stop. Wow, this HPQ I only can get in with like, I didn't use the market order this time. I only got like 1/5 of my position. Well, I think why am I not using the market order instead? Yeah, but it's fine, I think. And AVAH earnings breakouts on the weekly. It's a little bit too illiquid, and yeah, but technically I like it, but it's just not the best sector to me, and yeah, it's too illiquid. Oh, I got filled from my limit orders on this pullback. So I'm still gonna like treat it as the opening range breakout, and let's see whether it's gonna stop me out. We got a nice push on CPRs at the open, but we're now fading back. Yeah, this QLYS looks pretty good, but but it's too illiquid. Do you think should trim some HP now? Like again, like it's never wrong to book some profits and sell some into strength. Especially like I think HPE did gets a little bit extended from the 9, approaching the previous swing high as well. So definitely you can sell some if you want to. Penguin did a pretty good reversal today. Rocket Lab is doing a pretty we got a pretty decent pullback buy today. Oh, I think I missed this one. This one is pretty good. It looks like the crypto names are coming back. This Z cash is I think it's a pretty textbook VCP. Looks amazing on the weekly as well. Do you like that pullback on F5VN? I'm not a huge fan of that. Like I prefer either a it can go a little bit lower, maybe to the previous swing high, this level, and this stock looks like it loves to getting undercuts, like undercutting the 9 EMA, and it's a little bit too liquid as well. So yeah, I will probably not trade this one. This core VIF, how I thought it's gonna stop me out at the open, and now it's up like 9%. Do you think CBRS can be a good buy today? Why? What's your thoughts on this one? Gap down and took support at the previous gap near the EMAs. I would say yes. If I haven't entered like CPRS on this day, like I'm not getting positioned in CPRS already, I'll probably buy it today. I really like the gap down into the anchor VWAP, the rising 50, the rising 21. And apart from that, we got a strong push, like we got kind of a strong actions from the market and also semi names as well. So probably, definitely, I cannot buy the a 1 minute opening range breakout. Maybe I'll try it at the somewhere down below. Maybe even after it reclaims the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart, is also a possible entry. But this type of entries are they are getting definitely have a lower rate, lower success rate. But I really like this gap down into the supports. Also lining up with the previous swing highs, the highs of the previous base, the previous range. I saw you mentioned fuel cells, so I pay attention to it. And BE, how would you decide which one is a better option given that the buying power is limited currently? I don't know. It's pretty hard. I think I can't. I think both are. It's not ready to me. Like for now, it depends on how they're gonna set up for the coming days. Personally, I think I would try. I would choose fuel cell because I got lots of like the mid cap or the larger cap names then, and I really like the fuel cells weekly. But it depends on it really depends on how they move in the coming few days. Similar to CPR, COHR behaving exactly the same, it can be a good entry. COHR behaving exactly the same? I don't think so. Yesterday you said you were only looking at Intel because it had overhead resistance. Looks like today Rocket Lab has the same and you consider it a good pullback buy. Can you explain? Where they opened matters a lot. Intel yesterday, we got a gap up and rally into the declining 50 EMA. So to me, it's not really a good entry because it will get a higher percentage, higher odds of finding resistance, getting rejected at the 50 EMA or these highs, or maybe the weekly 9 as well. So it will probably have a higher chance of failing, possibly reversing down at least to the 60 minute 9 EMA. But Rocket Lab today, it is opening lower. It is opening down. It is gapping down at the open. At the daily 9 EMA, rising 9 and with the rising 21. Also, the 60-minute opens at the rising 50 EMA, which it has found support once. So it has shown certain respects to this rising 9 EMA, and yeah, this is really a good 1 minute opening range breakout entry too. So if Rocket Lab is gapping up today, like it is gapping up into where is that? Like gapping up into that 83 bucks. Then I'm not I don't think it will be a great entry point or a level that I'm going to buy today, because it will have a higher chance of failing, or possibly at least a pullback into like the 60 minutes or the daily 9 EMA or whatever. So like Rocket Lab, even if it's gonna find certain resistance at the 50 or at the previous swing high, your stop is well below the resistance, and you will give him some room for it to consolidate before it's really making a move, or before it's going to stop you out, and rather than entering at the highs. Then even for a mild pullback, you will get stopped out. I compare PE and fuel cell only with market cap and liquidity and personal experience with fuel cells that are hard to trade, likes the shakeouts and fakeouts. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, sometimes I think the small caps currently, like for the past 1 to 2 years, you have to really pick the windows, like the favorable periods for the small caps. So yeah, definitely they are hard to trade. So that's why I'm rarely trading the small caps and the micro caps nowadays. And you've also got a lot of high ADRs names in the mid caps or above, and the liquidity names, the liquid names. So you don't have to trade the small caps. Yeah, you just don't have to. If you find it difficult, then why bothers? Is FTNT a laggard in the cybersecurity name since it has been consolidating while the others like PanW or Crowd is making new high every day? I don't consider FTNT is the laggard, although it is definitely weaker than the other cybersecurity leaders. But it's still holding up pretty well, still holding the 21 EMA, making higher lows, flagging nicely. So unless it's got some ugly breakdown reactions, like definitely it is the leader, one of the leaders, but it's just not the strongest ones. Been looking to enter AEX but it just keeps running away without offering an ideal entry point. Don't want to chase it. How would you plan an entry? I mean, I can't really like define a good entry. Like maybe if there's any pullback into the 9 EMA, the previous swing highs, that would be a pretty decent one. But sometimes it's also like you need to compare it with the other names, with the general market as well, to determine whether the pullback is constructive or not. And sometimes you just not gonna get a decent entry. Like even my entry is not very decent as well. But yeah, either you have to try it. You have to really try some aggressive entries. I think today's pullback also, like, it makes sense for a pullback buy, but definitely like an aggressive one. So I don't know. Sometimes, especially this type of smaller cap names, it's just harder to trade. Martin, if you can trade only one type of pullback, which types of pullback you like the most? Pullback to the weekly 9, daily 9 or 21 to 1 hour 50 EMA pullback to the breakout area. If I can only trade one type of, then I'm going to trade the one that satisfies all of them. I hope the pullback, I got a pullback into 5, 6, 7, 8 support levels, which overlaps or coincides with at the same level. That would be my answer. Could you comment on mRNA 10th to 11 August pullback entry? For me, it's a A+ setup, lining up so well with previous highs. Daily EMA's weekly chart looks amazing too, with the 9 EMA pullback. Yeah, I agree. Monday, Tuesday, yeah, both the pullback looks decent. Maybe like if it can goes a little bit lower to the 16-minute 9, it will be better. Yeah, but still, I consider that is a pretty decent pullback on the 10th. I think the 11 looks a little bit better. Aligns with the 16-minute 9, undercuts it, and also the 150 EMA as well. And even on 12, like yesterday, I think yesterday is also a really decent pullback. So like 10th, 11th of August, you have you got so many opportunities on the pullbacks on mRNA, and you can really like set define the risk very tight down here, I think. although it's moving a little bit too fast. 1 minute breakout. Yeah. Yesterday is also 1 minute breakouts. Yeah, I think it's a really good pullback buy. Yesterday, you mentioned that you want to trade SMCI on the 1 minute 9 EM and then to feel a pullback, but you ran out of buying power. I was curious, how would you put the stop for that? It's probably right here on this 1 minute candle breakout, on this 1 minute anchor figure pullback and then a breakout. Probably I'm going to set the stop below this 1 minute candle low, or maybe setting into below this 1 minute candle low. Yeah, so maybe I will get stopped out on this candle. Maybe not. Like it really depends on where I click my stop. Like I'm very I don't know, like doing it arbitrarily or just freely. Like, but if I'm clicking my mouse right here, then my stop will be like 35.56. Then probably I'm gonna get stopped out. So if I'm just like moving my mouse a little bit lower, I'm clicking my stop right here, then maybe I'm not. I'm still in this position. Oh no, probably yeah. No matter what, I probably got stopped out. Whatever. So yeah, probably I'm going to set the stop somewhere below this candle low or this candle low, because it's still like really tight, below 1.5% stop. Yeah, but it also did provides another tight risk entry late day, but probably I'm not going to take this one. Yeah, so looking back, the best entry will be this 1 minute candle breakouts. So after it takes out the previous high, then I'm going to set the stop below this candle low. That would be the best one. Or even, yeah, probably. I don't know. I've stopped Dow, HB, and AHR for 2 to 3 weeks after read for Dow and HB volume small and also the high volatility. Did you enter how to seek entry points? You can see I've entered it on yeah, I've entered them. And for the entries, you can go to my Twitter and look for the pullback buy or the pullback short tweet that describes my my entry tactics and the strategy. How can you have 350% margin? I can only have 200% on IPQ overnight. I guess because I have small accounts. I think it doesn't matter. From my experience, it usually depends on what stocks you are trading, you are holding. Certain stocks have a higher margin requirements that allows you to get a smaller leverage. And the second reason, maybe you're getting too many losses recently. Like from my experience, if you're getting, I don't really know the number, but if you're getting too many losses in the past few days then your buying power will decrease quite a lot. Probably because like the IPQ would like to protect themselves and only protect you. So I believe that they are the two major reasons behind. Enter CPRS on 7th of August on the flag breakout. So my stop was at the 212.8 in pre-market. It dipped below, so I closed out the positions only to have to enter again at strong open, buying much higher. I tend to respect my stops and risk. Sometimes it works well for me selling pre-market, like the CISO gap down, but not for this case. Wanted to understand. I don't know. Wanted to know how you would usually handle gap downs below your stop. Yeah, my approach, I'm only executing my stop at the open, after the open. So if the stock is gapping below my stop, pre-market or after hours, I'm letting them do it. So that's my approach. And as you have just said, like sometimes you're benefiting from it, sometimes you're not. And I mean, that's the case for every decisions, every approach. They all have their own pros and cons. So just pick the one that suits you the best, that you likes to use, like or you're doing well. And there's no perfect, or there's no there's no perfect rules or perfect approach on anything in trading, actually, like apart from stop setting. Like how I think there's so many things in trading that you won't get there's no best solutions, or like the single magical indicator, whatever. So what works for me doesn't necessarily works for you. So that's why I'm always telling you guys don't try to copy others like 100%. Like you can try it out, but if it doesn't work well for you, then don't use it, or like trying to modify it a little bit, to tweak it a little bit, to make it, just keep the ones that works for you, that clicks, and just forget about the ones that doesn't. On trader line, you showed the R multiple graph. So a stop loss less than 1% and stop loss around 2 to 3%. Do these two create very different returns or expectancy? If I'm understanding your question correctly, they don't create different returns or expectancy. I am just talking about tightening the stop and keeping all other things equal, keeping all other things constant. So let's say for this crowd entry, so probably I'm using like a 1.5% stop. So for this trade, I'm setting 1.5% stop, and I can set a 3% stop like down here. Like you can set it below the previous candle low. Oops, sorry, should be right here. Yeah, below the previous candle low. Yeah, I can also set my stop tighter, like to where I'm setting right now, and it won't affect the outcomes or the expectancy for this trade. It's just the difference is simply where I've set my stop at, and definitely maybe yeah, it would affect the expectancy if I got stopped out. So like it will become a little bit more complex or difficult to explain, because I don't have the data to discuss, and I don't think anyone has the data to really can compare the win rate between setting a tighter stop and the wider stop. But from my experience, it the gains, like the risk multiples that you gain by setting a tighter stop outweighs the decrease in your win rate a lot to me. I think that's my answer to that. I mean, that's also from my own experience as well, that I've also used wider stop when I'm trading a few years ago. But gradually I realized when generally especially the good trades, that they won't really how to, like, for the good trades, they won't really like goes further lower. Like if I'm setting like a 3% stop, most of them only like maybe pulling back only 1% or like 1.5% lower, and then start his uptrend, going his own way, rather than like going down for 2 and 2.5%, and then before going higher. So the more examples that I've saw that I've experienced, especially the trades that I'm really taking, the more that I observed or discovered that actually I can really tighten my stop a little bit, because if I'm entering correctly, like quote unquote correctly, then probably it won't go further lower. Well, I am curious, you never look at pre-market candles. Why? You learned from someone that pre-market data doesn't matter? Why I need to look at pre-market candles? How do you study trading? You go through past market leaders, price actions, and your own trades. I think that really summarizes how I study. Yeah. And definitely also like learn from other great traders as well. But to me, I think HP2, the better entry will be on the 9 EMA, but it looks like it's not getting there. So let's see whether this works out or not. And yeah, probably maybe I'm getting stopped out on this one, but it's just too strong to ignore. Hi Martin, I'm going to study in UK for 1 year soon. Do you have some advice for how to trade in another time zone, especially trading in afternoon, where most class and activities happen? Yes, I don't know, like because I'm doing an exchange in Germany back then, so I don't have that much study pressure, like pressure on my grades, on getting good grades on the course or on the courses. So yeah, sometimes I skip the class. Sometimes I think I've only got like 4 classes in a week, so I think I don't have any classes for like 3 days a week. I only need to go to the uni on maybe like Monday and Thursday, for example. And the remaining day that I'll be free. And so it depends on whether like you really have to study hard. I think it's also a good thing to like determine your priorities before you go to the UK. Like, if you think the study is really important to you, and if it is, so then maybe you should put your study, your uni life higher than trading. Then just don't trade that much. So I think clarifying your priorities is very important. Like whether you're putting the study first or the trading first, and you will feel much easier when you're like making the decision. Actually, having less screen time, maybe that's not a bad thing. Like if you only got maybe like 30 hours trading time for each day, it could be a good thing, honestly. Like surely you'll probably miss some trades, maybe miss many trades, but you can also get rid of a lot of random tradings, boredom trades or the revenge trades, etc. And the less time you're on the screen, maybe you can hold your positions for much longer. So it isn't necessarily a bad thing to you. If you read How I Made $2 Million in Stocks by Nicholas Darvis, in stock market, Darvis is trading in like thousands of kilometers away from New York, like going to like Asia, like going to Hong Kong, going to India or Europe, etc. He trades from the telegraphs. Like sometimes he can't get the quotes because the hotel don't have the telegraphs ready. But he trades much better when he's outside of New York, when he's like traveling and performing in other places. And I really agree with that. Especially when like today we got the social media, we got the internet. There's like too many information, too many noises out there. so overwhelming, and I think it really makes the trading much harder. 6 years ago, my mentor account was broken due to the huge market pandemic of COVID. This year, I started training again. I learned a lot from your streams. Huge thanks to you. 辛苦晒. Thank you so much. And I think it's a long way to go. It's not easy. Just go buy the ETFs. Like I really don't recommend anyone to trade. Do you have Discord or Telegram group to interact? I have no plan on opening a Discord or like any groups for for interaction or like discussion or anything. I don't think it is that helpful, especially for the newer traders. I think 95% of the contents or of the interactions of the information that you get from quote unquote communicating with others, like having a conversation or discussion with others, with other traders, and I think most of them are also in their learning phase. There are only like a few, like a really small proportion of the experienced trader or the profitable traders that are really active in the discussion groups. So most of, I think 95% are really the noise, and I really don't find it helpful. And I think you can really get most of the great stuffs from the sharing by other traders, the great and experienced traders. Like they're sharing are very enough. Like you don't need anything more. I think it's the end of today's stream. Hopefully we can get a decent close today. So thank you guys for coming. We'll see you in the next one.